alike than we are different. It doesn't matter if you're at this end of the troll scale or that end of the troll scale or somewhere in the middle. Most of us are in education because we believe in good outcomes for children, because we want people to be a bit happier and get on a bit more. That's what we're about. The bit we disagree on is detail. So we were feeling about that. How do you do it? Well, we remembered going to conferences and sitting in a room and listening to speeches all day. And then we remembered going to the pub after and having an amazing time talking about what we'd learned. And we thought, why not cut out the bit in the big room? Let's go straight to the pub, because that's where the ideas get thrown around. That's where the connections get made. If you're really interested in connections, you want to put the people together and stand back. It's going to be a bit different today, isn't it? Because today we have kind of got, we've got wall-to-wall brilliant ideas being thrown at us every 10 minutes. We're going to get another person on and we're going to hear something that's quite bite-sized, a little bit more teach meat than BrewEd in its flavour. But what we have got is we've got our DM groups. And you might be in groups with all sorts of people. You might want to set up a DM group for today, actually, so that you can have that conversation going on around the presentations. You've also got the chat going on this video and the comments going on under this video. What I'm hoping no one is going to do is sit at home and treat this like the telly. This isn't the telly. I'm not a telly presenter. I don't know how to do that. That's not my job. But we can toss some ideas out. And then all those, who knows how many people are going to watch this? Over the course of the time it's going on, it's going to be hundreds, and it might get to thousands. And all those people will have a reaction to what they watch, right? Just like in the pub at a flesh and blood BrewEd, you'd be able to see people's micro expressions as they hear the nonsense or they celebrate the brilliant. I want all that to be happening on the Twitters today, and people be conversing about what they're watching and sharing the bits that they're loving, and maybe raising a virtual eyebrow at the bits that they're not so sure about, and then maybe being challenged on that. Because the bit that's important here today, no, we love all our presenters and we want to hear what they say. Don't get me wrong, but they're not the important people. The important people are the people in the room. Just like in a real BrewEd, they're the people holding the pint and sitting back. Because they're the people who are going to have the conversations, who are going to take the genius back to their schools or to their colleges or to their pupil referral units or wherever it is and say, I heard this amazing thing and I think we could do something different. I think we could do it because that's how they do it over there and it might work for us. Do you see what I mean? It's about cross-pollination. It's about fertilization. It's about hybridization. It's about the radicalization of those little roots going out and connecting us all. That's where BrewEd came from. I said at the start, it came out of a sad time in my life, and I don't want to be a downer, but the first BrewEd is special to me. It was one of the last events I was able to take my wife to. She was very poorly. She was very ill. And she didn't live a lot longer. The first BrewEd was in November of 2017, and my wife died at the very start of August in 2018. But she got to that one in Sheffield, and she met beautiful people in that room in Sheffield. She met people like Ruth and Carmel, Chris Dyson and Roz and Alan and Simon. If you don't know these people, I'm sorry that I'm throwing names at you, but Kerry and Manisha, people who are really important in my life now, people that I would never have met without BrewEd, and they were part of my life and part of my wife's life. And I'm so enriched by this. I'm enriched by the connections that they start off professional and they start off virtual, but they become very real. So I've got a huge thanks to BrewEd. Me and Darren put it together, but that was just a couple of emails and a document. The people that really made it happen were people who've come, people who've made it happen, people who've then set up their own BrewEds. I'm hoping that people will do more like this, Graham. This is an amazing thing, but there's nothing to stop anybody else. If they get in contact with me, I'll give them a thumbs up and we can have one of these every weekend. There's no reason why not. So that's what BrewEd is. It's about connection. It's about getting people together out of those different silos and saying, when we put you together in a social situation, that's when the connections happen and that's when things get exciting. So get on your DMs, get on your comments, and let's just have a day-long conversation about what we care about in education, maybe about what we'd want to change. That's okay too. Will it all be changed after the COVID? Who knows? Guys, that's as much time as I've got. Thanks everybody for listening, and stay tuned. We've got brilliant people lined up all day. Graham, back to you, mate.